Hi, I'm Trinity, and this is TV Trinity. Welcome or welcome back. Today, we are not officially in winter, but I thought we would talk about some winter watch recommendations. I have some TV shows and a bunch of movies, so let's get into it. First on my TV list is a Christmas show, which I feel like we don't have very many of, and that is Dash and Lily. This is about two teenagers that live in New York, and they are sending notes back and forth throughout the city, different bookstores, restaurants, and they're like giving each other little adventures to go on until they finally meet up in the end. I think this is such a fun watch and like perfect to like start right before Christmas, like watch the days leading up to it. It's just so good. Next, I have The Crown. I feel like anything London vibes kind of gives Christmas. I don't know, that might just be me personally, but The Crown is about the royal family, different generations leading up until Princess Diana's a little bit after Princess Diana's death. And I just feel like even though they go through majority of the seasons, a lot of the time it is like winter vibes in The Crown, so I feel like it's a good watch to watch when it's cold outside. Number three is my last scripted TV show, and that is ER. I recently started watching ER this year after I fell in love with the Pitt and Noah Wiley, so I had to go and see where he started. And ER is about an ER staff. We get to see the ins and outs of the ER as well as some relationship drama. I am absolutely loving it. I've watched 12 seasons in the past 4 months, I think. But it takes place in Chicago, so majority of the season is fall and winter, and it's just always cold outside. They're always bundled up. We see a lot of rain and snow, so I feel like it's a perfect watch for when it's cold outside. It is 15 seasons, so you might not be able to get to it all through it all in one winter, but it is definitely a good watch.
Yeah, okay, Lighting King, 150 IV push. These are bid panels. What was that set on?
200.
Well, he should be okay. Thank you. Why don't you check on him, okay?
And my last recommendation is the Great British Bake Off. I feel like any cooking show is good to watch during the holidays because you get some ideas of what you might want to make for Christmas dinner or desserts, or just like a fun treat that you want to give to people as gifts. But I specifically love Bake Off because it's not as anxiety inducing as like a Chopped or something else on that vein. But like I said, mentioned earlier, I feel like anything London really gives Christmas. So like the accents, they're all really silly, and I just really enjoy it. Plus, they have the holiday edition as well. So if you want even more holiday baking, you can watch that one. First, I have Silver Linings Playbook, and this is not a Christmas movie, as in it's not. The plot doesn't revolve around Christmas, but they do celebrate Christmas in the movie. This is about Pat and Tiffany. Pat has recently gotten a divorce and lost his job, and then after recently spending some time in a mental institution, moves back in with his parents and is trying to rebuild his life. While doing this, he meets Tiffany, who is living in her parents' garage, again, trying to rebuild her life after she lost her husband. So they connect and start to help each other with different goals that they have set for themselves in these new paths that they're on. And I think this movie is just so, it has so many deep messages, but it's also so funny. I think Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence have amazing chemistry in it, and the dance at the end, I feel like it's just so hilarious. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Next, I have The Other Zoe. This is starring Drew Starkey and Josephine Langford. When Drew Starkey's character gets amnesia and mistakes Josephine Langford Zoe for his Zoe, his girlfriend, she has to pretend to be his girlfriend in order not to mess up his healing journey. And it's all about her pretending to be his girlfriend, being integrated into his family, and it is just absolutely hilarious. Next, I have my personal favorite Christmas movie, and that is The Family Stone. Everett Stone is bringing his girlfriend Meredith to meet his family for the very first time for Christmas, which I think is a personally such a terrible time to be the first time you're meeting somebody's family. But he is bringing his very uptight girlfriend to meet his very unconventional and laid back family. So things are not going well. She's really trying to make them like her. They're not really having it. So she calls her sister in for backup. They like the sister a lot more than they like her. And it's all about her trying to integrate herself into this family, and things just going completely awry. There are also some other family secrets happening, and I will give you the warning that it might make you cry, but it is still such a good movie. There are so many funny moments, and this cast is absolutely stacked. And I feel like this Christmas is the perfect time to watch it to honor the late, great Diane Keaton.
We're all we've got. We're not so great. And you're the worst. I'm the worst.
Next, I have The Chronicles of Narnia. When English siblings go into an English country house, they find a wardrobe that transports them into the magical world of Narnia, and it is this beautiful, snowy place, and I just feel like it's the perfect watch for winter, because what else do you want to see other than snow when it's cold outside, and you get to watch these siblings' adventures in this new magical world, and I feel like it's just such a fun watch. Next, I have Eloise at Christmas Time, and this is all about a little girl named Eloise who lives at the Plaza Hotel, and she finds out that the owner of the hotel is getting married this Christmas, but she thinks that she is marrying him for the wrong reason, so she decides to play matchmaker and find her somebody else to marry. And this came out when I was a kid, and I just felt like I really related to Eloise, which is why I personally love it, but it's just so fun to see Eloise get into all of her mischievous adventures. Moving on, I have Mirror Mirror starring Lily Collins and Julia Roberts. This is a Snow White retelling. Lily Collins is playing Snow White. Julia Roberts is playing the evil queen. Obviously, Snow White's father has died/gone missing, and Snow White ventures out to find him while the evil queen is stealing the prince's heart and casting all these different spells in order to keep herself young and make people fall in love with her and everybody follow her rule. And I just love this retelling. I think they did such a good job of it. Now one for my Disney Channel girlies. This is Cloud 9. This is about Kayla. She is a snowboarder. She thinks she's the best, but it turns out that her dad has been buying her way through competitions. So when she gets kicked off of her team, she ends up training with a former world champion to make her own team and make herself better. And I just love this. It made me want to learn how to snowboard. I still haven't, but when I watched this for the very first time, I was like, I need to learn how to snowboard. Next, I have Unaccompanied Minors. This is about the unaccompanied minors that are at the airport. They are in the lounge, if you can call it that, area, being supervised when a group of 5 decide that they no longer want to stay in there and have fun in the airport. So they sneak out and are causing absolute havoc in the airport while the people that are supposed to be in charge of them, the adults, airport officials, are chasing after them. And I think this is just so funny. I loved this movie as a kid, and it is still one of my favorites. Moving on, we have Ice Princess. This is about Casey Carlisle, straight A high school student who is on the track to go to Harvard just like her mom. She decides in order to make her application more appealing, she's going to complete a project proving that she can make figure skaters better through physics. So she starts helping some local figure skaters, but in order to make it even more appealing, she decides to apply her physics to herself and her own skating, eventually starting competing while hiding all of this from her mom because her mom does not like figure skating. And it's all about her journey to deciding whether or not she wants to go to Harvard like her mom or pursue figure skating, the sport that she loves. And last but not least, I have the double feature of The Best Man and The Best Man Holiday. This is about Taye Diggs' character Harper. He is on his way to becoming a best-selling novelist, but before that he has to be the best man in his best friend's wedding. And while on this trip to be the best man, all of his friends want to read this new book before it comes out, which includes some salacious details of their college years, one of which includes the bride-to-be. Why he decided to write this down, I don't know, especially if he knew all of his friends were going to want to read it, but it's all about him trying to hide the fact that he wrote about something that he probably shouldn't have.
They would be in marital bliss by the time the book was supposed to have come out. But thanks to you, Miss, I want an exclusive. I got my ass whooped. I almost got thrown from a fucking building because of your ass. So thank you, Jordan. Thank you. And what the fuck is that smell?
Woo! You know, you got some nerve.
And you obviously have to follow that up with The Best Man Holiday. With a still kind of a fractured relationship, the friend group reunites to spend Christmas together, and Harper again is trying to write a new book, but this time he wants to write the autobiography of his best friend who's about to retire from football. So he's trying to find a way to ask him, while there are also some other secrets going on in the friend group that are going to devastate the group moving forward. Both of these movies are absolutely hilarious. The second one does have some sadder moments, but I think they're so good, so I feel like you just have to watch them together. Those are all of my winter recommendations, some Christmas, some just winter related in general. Let me know what you're watching this winter and Christmas. If you have any recommendations for me, please put them in the comments. If you want to follow me on any of my other social medias, they'll be linked in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye!